Over on my other channel, Paul S. Lambeth, I've made a few videos about my own linguistic exploits. It's dawned on me, though, that I'm more interested in the facts about the languages than learning them myself, despite my love for dabbling. Here are some polyglots who fully embrace the term and have taught me a lot about exploring the world with language through their examples. This excerpt from Glossika sums it up nicely.
I just made a video the other day. I was telling y'all, get out there, go visit your Aborigines, Indians, and indigenous people, record their languages. The languages are dying. It's cultural heritage of our earth. Get out there, preserve them. Do interviews. Come on, you guys. Quit slacking on me. Look at me. I'm your role model. This is living life. Get out there, talk to people, visit your country. You live in your country, you haven't even seen it yet. Get out there, visit the sights to see. Look at this beauty.
There are 5 in particular who make regular videos occasionally or frequently featuring native speakers of the languages they're studying. The first is Glossika, or Mike Campbell, an American-born linguist and polyglot who lives in Taiwan and speaks fluent Taiwanese and Mandarin, amongst many other languages. His channel focuses on the recording and preservation of indigenous languages in Taiwan, of which he has done extensive research alongside his study of Chinese dialects and linguistics, teaching primarily East Asian, Sino-Tibetan, Austronesian, etc. languages through a mixture of Mandarin, Chinese and English, describing his sentence mining and story collecting techniques of learning languages, lately teaching English pronunciation through Mandarin Chinese, and teaching about formal linguistic fields such as phonology and historical linguistic relationships. He also has a few valuable travel videos filmed in Taiwan, and demonstrates a few times that he's a pretty good pianist. Here's a clip of him speaking to indigenous Atayal people of northeastern Taiwan. If you're interested in Chinese linguistics, or learning the languages themselves, his channel is vital. I can't speak much for the content of the Chinese-speaking videos, other than that he presents himself well in them. I've seen him say before that his Chinese is often more fluent than his English due to the word's monosyllabic nature. And he gives great explanations, often referring to his phonological knowledge when, for example, teaching English through Chinese. For others, his example is inspiring, and he teaches a great deal more. The second is Professor Aguas, or Prof. ASAR, an accomplished polyglot after many years of dedicated study. He has great experience working with students, through which he has learnt how to progress through a language from a basic to an advanced level. His videos are formal and often come across like lectures, which works for me but may not for others, talking about the different series of language books available, Assimil, Teach Yourself, Colloquial, etc. How specifically to progress between stages of a language, and other areas of language learning such as time management and accent formation. The Germanic languages, historical and individual analyses, and the readings of Farsi. It appears to me that he learns many languages for primarily reading-writing purposes, to professional and personal goals of, for example, accessing the language's literatures. Therefore his pronunciation sometimes slacks behind. I've noticed this in members of the Germanic family, although he has developed a now often cited method of language learning called shadowing. Of course I can't speak for all his languages when I talk about accent, just the ones that I'm more familiar with. It's one of his latest endeavours which puts him into this category though. During his work in Singapore, he has brought in speakers of languages around Southeast Asia to speak about their own languages, dialectical differences, read about some literature, and evaluate some of the language materials available for speakers of English. Here is him interviewing two native Lao speakers.
Okay, but I was wondering is there a famous author? Who's the most famous Lao novelist? Story writer. What did he write?
He write about Lao language. How he's the first person who decide about how to use the correct pronunciation or consonant or vowel in Lao language. But he passed away already, and still the book that appear and available in the library.
For anyone interested in the study of languages, like the study of how to study languages, essentially, most of his current 84 videos are of some use, for he is an avid and expert teacher of the process. His website also offers somewhat of a language museum, where he collects Bible passages translated into rarer studied languages. Moses McCormick, or Laoshu 505000, has a passion for studying many languages from a large variety of language families. Although his ability in many of them is quite low, the basic knowledge of so many gives access to immigrants of his local area, Columbus in Ohio, in America. Here he practices some Cantonese with a yogurt shop staff member. With moments like these, spontaneous and unprepared, he shows how it just takes some confidence for one to seek out native speakers of his languages, despite not having the opportunities some others in this video here get to travel. Most of his over 1,000 videos talk about motivation and other aspects of language learning, including keeping to a schedule, and he's very happy to answer a variety of questions in video or message responses. From learning so many languages, he's developed a course called FLR, for which I'll put a link to his explanation. Also, despite me saying that his knowledge of most languages is low, he has, I gather, great ability in at least Mandarin and Cantonese. I would recommend subscribing to his channel if you want motivational updates, evaluations of materials for some rarer studied languages. He has several Hmong and Navajo videos, and gaming slang applied to language learning. His great attitude is quite infectious. Benny, or Benny the Irish Polyglot, lives in countries for 3 months at a time in a quest to learn the native language to a conversational level, and normally achieves exactly that, funding himself with an internet-based job. He has a blog set up to which he posts valuable, often interrelated advice, and his videos commonly feature interviews with speakers of the language or tours of his new homes in the languages that he's just started. As is demonstrated, he's a very quick starter with his languages, and a wise one to follow for motivation and more. Finally in this section is Loki 2504, who lives in Belgium and is of Taiwanese origin, I believe. I'm afraid I don't know much about him, as I don't really regularly watch his videos, but he's worth mentioning as many of his videos feature him chatting to or listening to natives in Belgium and abroad, including plenty of videos talking with Turkish people in Turkish. You, and seemingly I, should check him out. Here he is in a video speaking Turkish.
Geldi mi?
Evet.
Bu ne?
Sakız.
Çok acıyor. Türkiye'de mi aldın yoksa?
Burada.
Türkiye'de de var. Ben seviyorum bunu.
Ben de seviyorum ama o acılıktan dolayı o bir refleks bendeki.
Seviyorum ama çok güçlü.
In addition, I would like to give a mention to Anthony Lauder, also known as Fluent Czech, an Englishman who after many years of striving has now attained fluent Czech, and Luca, Polyglotta 80, and Richard, who I believe is pronounced Torbjörn on YouTube, maybe, who commonly do multilingual interviews between each other and with other polyglots. As you'd expect, Anthony's channel is a great resource for Czech learners, but also teaches some overlooked essentials like phrases for making conversations flow smoother. Luca and Richard, through their collective interviews, give out a lot of information about the history of their linguistic endeavours, while explaining what's important for them in language learning, and demonstrating in real terms what a true polyglot sounds like. I hope you've enjoyed watching my video. These people have been some of my mentors for the past couple of years, and I wanted to give a fuller explanation about them. If I've said anything awfully wrong, or there's anybody vital I really should have included, please say so. I know there's a few kind of everyday polyglots on YouTube that I've missed out on, but on the whole, these are the ones that I pay most avid attention to. Thank you.